Hey guys, Rom Gurji here, and today I'm here for a video that has been requested quite a bit of times by a lot of people. So this is the long-term review of the iQOO 3. Alright, so I'm going to divide this video into pros and cons, and in the end there is a surprise kind of a news for you or a discussion that I'll do. So keep watching the whole video. If you're new here, I would request you to press that subscribe button, hit up that like, and press that bell icon. It would really help the channel. If you do not like the video, watch the video, tell me what you don't like, and I'll try to improve on it. Alright? So let's dive right into it, guys. Hi guys, so this video is going to be divided into two parts, one pros, and one cons. So I'll also have a very special thing planned in the end of the video. So stay tuned and watch till the end. Alright, this is going to be a long video because this is an in-depth review, right? A lot of people have not done this review, so I actually am a daily user of iQOO 3. It's my daily driver phone. So I will be giving my views in depth and would be telling you everything there is to know about this phone. Alright. So let's start with the pros. Okay. Firstly, amazing design. So the design is A plus on this phone. It is a glass sandwich with metal on the sides. It looks really premium, like extremely premium. Whenever I take this phone out, people do ask me, okay, which phone is this? It looks really nice, right? There's this amazing light effect on the back which looks extremely cool. Alright. Though I would not advise this using this without the case because it's a huge fingerprint magnet. Alright. Another inclusion that I really love is the headphone jack. The headphone jack also has a dedicated audio chip included in the phone. So you will be able to listen to hi-fi audio. And that is really important because I owned a OnePlus 60 whose box is here, and that OnePlus 60 did not have an audio jack. So the problem was all my old earphones became waste. So yeah, this actually revived those earphones, and it's also easy for a lot of people to use because even till date, the accuracy, the sound quality of comparatively cheaper Bluetooth earphones is low. And compared to that, in 500, you can get really nice earphones. I'll be attaching a link of all those that I recommend, including the one that I actually own. Right, these are from Bolt Audio, and the Bluetooth ones that I use are actually from Bolt, and they're pretty cool. I use this for exercise mostly. I don't use them for my daily listening because for daily listening, I actually use the hi-fi DAC in my phone. So I use the wired ones. But when I'm running, these are the best because they are waterproof, sweat-proof. So it's really easy to use when you're running. They really fit in your ear, and it's much easier to run when you're wearing wireless earphones. So even though I do not like this sound quality, these offer the best in the price they are offered at, and running with wires is difficult. Okay. Next is a fingerprint sensor on the phone. Alright. So this has one of the fastest fingerprint sensors in the industry. As you can see, it opens really fast. So yeah, it has one of the fastest fingerprint sensors in the industry, and I really like that. It is amazing, right? Next are the Monster Touch buttons, right? So on the edge, you can observe this small change in texture. That's actually a Monster Touch button. So Monster Touch buttons are nothing but air triggers that the Asus ROG phone had. So the air triggers are actually pretty useful once you get used to it. So this phone actually has air triggers at the edge. So it might be a bit difficult for users to get used to it, but once you're used to it, it really changes your experience in gaming. I really enjoyed it. I actually started playing Call of Duty Mobile much better because of this and started getting more kills because it was easier for me as I used to play on my console. This became something of a familiar territory for me, and then it was much easier to shoot and reload, right? So that's really nice. And the next thing, the display. Okay, honestly, this is one of the best displays I've seen on phones. Obviously, Samsung makes those amazing displays on their phone, but at this price range, I think this is one of the best displays offered. Yes, it is not 90 Hz, but it is HDR10 certified. and it has amazing colors, like genuinely amazing colors. I really love watching stuff on this. I really love gaming. Moreover, this actually has the smallest punch hole. So right now I'm using a dark wallpaper. So if you actually see, if you don't look at it that carefully, you'll not even realize that the punch hole is there. So the punch hole is really small. So that's very nice. And the screen has a 180 Hz touch response rate. So as you can see, the response of the screen to my finger is actually much more than that of the other phones. If you want, you can try and test it. And yes, the response is much faster, but you won't feel like it's 90 Hz, obviously. So don't confuse refresh rate with touch response rate. All right. Moving on, now we come to the software part of the phone. So this comes with iQOO UI, not FunTouch OS, and genuinely, I am thankful for that. And I'll tell you why. The iQOO UI compared to FunTouch OS is much better. Right? It's not perfect. It is still pretty buggy since the first revision of it. But as you can see, we do not have that control center stuff. We actually have a normal quick settings bar and notification bar. So amazing. Kudos on that. Thank you so much for that. It really works well. Another thing is, let's talk about those Chinese apps. So most of the phones that are coming with the security manager thing actually are using the antivirus engine of CleanMaster. But here they're using Avast's antivirus engine instead of CleanMaster or anything like that. And as you know, Avast is a very famous company. So they're using Avast antivirus engine, and it actually works. Okay, it's like a real antivirus engine. It is not there to steal your data. So they have not even advertised this, but I am so thankful that this is there, and I really like it. And it's actually great because there's a payment save box, automatic detection, etc., which you can also find in Avast. So basically, you're getting a premium antivirus for free in your phone, pre-included in the box. All the bloatware that does come with the phone is actually can be deleted, and they've actually manufactured this before the uh, advisory from the government to uninstall those apps in the ban. So that's no, I don't think that's an issue because you can uninstall it. Though I hope that iQOO stops in the newer production models of these phones. The iQOO stops putting those Chinese apps, even if they are just removable apps. Right? What's next? What's next? So camera. Camera is a mixed bag on this phone, right? So I really love the wide angle camera on this phone because it takes amazing pictures. So does the macro, but the main lens is a bit of a hit and miss and can be improved surely using software updates, and I hope they do. Talking about software updates, I received two updates from iQOO actually, and I'm really glad to say that since the company is just getting up, they're just starting off, they're actually listening to their users. Obviously, not every request can be fulfilled by the company, but they're actually listening to the users and they're giving out updates for important things like the phone earlier had a network problem and it was not that intrusive, but it was a bit problematic. Now they've fixed that problem really well, and I am using an Airtel SIM, so I am facing absolutely no issues on the calling. But for some reason, this has started draining the battery 2 or 3% more for me. So I don't know what the reason for that is, but it's not that big of a damage, especially bundled with that 55-watt power brick this phone has. I don't think that would be a problem for a lot of people. Another thing that I would really like to talk about is the ultra game mode on this one. So I don't generally discuss the game modes, but this one actually works. Okay, it's not just a gimmick. This one actually works, including it has a 4D vibration motor. So not a lot of reviewers are going to tell you about this because this is not a very hyped feature. But the vibration motor in this is really amazing. Actually, when you get a call and you are using one of the system ringtones, the vibration motor actually mimics the rhythm of the ringtone, and that's extremely cool, right? That's extremely nice. It has a so while if you're playing a game and you enable 4D vibration in the game mode, you'll actually get a controller like feel. Okay, so basically what happens is if you're playing it like this, right, and you get hit from the right side, the vibration motor will vibrate on the righter side, right? So you'll feel as if you're feeling it on your right side of your phone, and if you're getting hit from the left, you'll feel it on the left side of your phone. So it's almost like holding a controller. It also has a eagle eye view enhancement. So basically, what happens in eagle eye view enhancement is your picture becomes much better in games. So that's something that's really nice. It's actually nice. It also has a game picture in picture and an autoplay mode. So game picture in picture is basically when you get a message, a small bubble like Messenger comes out of your WhatsApp text or your Messenger, Facebook notification, etc., etc. And you can chat in a pop-up window, close that chat and continue gaming. Alright? Or you can close up the game and switch on the autoplay, so your game will run on autoplay. So that's extremely nice, right? Now, what's not nice? The cons. Okay, so we'll start with the camera first. We'll go in reverse order now. The camera. The main lens for some reason is a big hit and miss. It does not have that great of a contrast in comparison to the wide angle lens. I don't know why. And the optimization is poor compared to the wide angle. I mean, the wide angle is so beautiful, and when you start clicking with the main camera, something happens and it's not that impressive. So I think iQOO needs to improve that with an update, and I hope it will do so, right? And well, the software. iQOO UI is a bit buggy. Okay, so I actually use a custom launcher on this because the launcher and all is not fully optimized yet. So it is a bit buggy, it is a bit problematic when it comes to that, but it does have its cool features. So I hope that the UI improves over time. Since this is just the first version, there is room for a lot of improvement, but it's still usable. I wouldn't say this is a deal breaker. It is a really nice UI still, and they've tried to make it comparatively closer to stock, so I really like that. But I hope it does improve. Alright. Moreover, now let's talk about what else? The charging speeds. So the charging speeds are actually not exactly as claimed. So even if it can charge in 50% in 15 minutes, but that is a variable kind of charging speed. Although they have said that the charging test they did was in controlled environment, it would have been better to actually give stats that were real life rather than controlled environment, because in real life it at least takes about 20 minutes to charge 50%, and a lot of users have complained and felt as if there is something wrong with their phone because of that. So do check up on that, guys. And the latest update has actually started a battery drain issue. Yes, the issue is not much, but earlier the phone did not drain overnight. Now it drains at least 4 to 5% overnight. So there might be some issue with the optimization, right? Other than that, the phone is pretty smooth. I would have loved a 90 Hz screen in this, but I really don't mind. I don't really care much about it. And yeah, so the phone otherwise is pretty good. It has kept up really well, and honestly, I would recommend it to anyone based on my 1 month's usage as a daily driver. This is a daily driver for me, and I'll be using this phone for the next 2 years. So don't worry, this is not some kind of paid review or long-term review that I just planned. It's actually my daily driver, and it's a really, really nice phone. There is a lot of room for improvement, which will actually come. They've also tried bringing out the first Android 11 beta in any phone. So kudos to them for that. But yeah, there is a room for improvement, but the pros outweigh the cons. So yeah, I hope that this review helps you guys. But there are a few other things also that I need to discuss that are not about the phone. Alright. So keeping the phone aside, I'm going to talk about this. So this is the case that they included in the box for the phone. So I'm not sure if it's visible, but the case has actually started becoming orange on the edges and at the places where the phone might heat. So this is a very low quality case when it comes to the heating issues, etc. And so I would really suggest all of you guys to buy a better case. I'll be attaching some links below, and that would actually help you, because even though the case is okay, While running, I've also felt that the case kind of shakes the phone inside, which is not supposed to be the case. So I would really suggest buy a third party case for your phone, and there are a few available. I will be attaching them in the description. Do buy that. Next is the earphones. So the earphones that came in the box are not that impressive. Genuinely, they are okay, but they're not impressive. The bass, high, lows, they're pretty bad. Okay. So if you exercise like me, you run, I would suggest the Boat Airdopes. I'll be attaching the links below. They're really nice, waterproof, and they don't really fall out while running. I've actually lost a pair of wireless earphones while running, so these don't fall out. So do try it out. And this is the Bolt Audio earphones that I use. They're actually pretty sound accurate, and they're really great sounding earphones. And they also have a microphone, which I think every earphone has now. So if you're looking for great audio experience, I would suggest you buy third-party earphones, because the ones that are included are genuinely not that impressive. So do try that, right? So what is the verdict? And obviously, a lot of people you have a question, OnePlus 8 or this phone. Genuinely, if you have the money to buy OnePlus 8, go buy OnePlus 8, because then it doesn't make sense for you to buy something that's coming as a value proposition rather than OnePlus being the highest quality flagship, right? So if you have the budget to buy a OnePlus, do buy OnePlus. But I would say this provides the best value for money, because honestly, this is now available at 33,000, which is a great price for this product. It has Snapdragon 865 and all those features. So honestly, suggesting this is a great value for money. If you're looking for a value for money product that has a little room for improvement, but at the moment it is great value for your money, go for this. Genuinely, this is a great buy. Your gaming experience is going to improve, your calling experience is going to improve, your audio listening experience is going to improve. This is really cool. This is a really cool phone with a gorgeous screen. The only thing that I want to tell people is go for this if you're looking for value for money options. If you have a good budget, then I would suggest go for the already refined flagships. Alright? And that ends a long video, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, share and subscribe this video. It will really help the channel and me for getting all these cool videos to you. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.